Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. My name is Vimal Singh and today we will be exploring how our devices are being protected with this Defender for Endpoint, or you can say Defender Antivirus. So what happens when attacker makes an attack on your system? How these products are protecting you? That's the practical implementation we are going to explore today. So let's get started. First, see what are the five main points that we're going to test today. So what those points are, and then their practical implementation. Starting here to frame our discussion around the comprehensive capabilities of Microsoft Defender for Endpoint. And this platform is designed to provide this unified security across your entire environment, not just Windows, apart from Windows as. So we will be focusing on 5 key demonstration scenario today that prove the platform's effectiveness. And these demonstrations are crucial because they allow us to move beyond theoretical security and validate our protection in a practical way. So we will cover everything from basic anti-malware checks to behavioral monitoring, ensuring we understand how to test and confirm our security posture. So let's start by looking at what makes this truly unified endpoint protection platform. Okay, so first we will make sure that entire antivirus platforms are up and running or not, and it is ready to detect our threats or malicious things or not. And for that, we are going to use this EICAR approach. Basically, it is European Institute for Computer Antivirus Research, and they have generated some code that you can test from your antivirus, which proves that, okay, it is able to detect it or not. That is the first place or first thing that we need to do as a security professional. The second thing which we are going to check is Antimalware Scan Interface, AMSI. That basically helps you to protect from your fileless attack or a script-based attack. So here it gives you the runtime interceptions and the dynamic protection, where if anyone is trying to execute PowerShell script, VB script or JavaScript, and if there isn't something malicious, it will let you know. For that, you must have real-time protection, behavioral monitoring, and script scanning must be enabled in your environment. So we'll see practically in a moment how basically that works. Now, after that, we will be checking this attack surface reduction. So where we'll see how this proactive approach of protection will work at this place. So we are going to enable, or you can say configure, this attack surface reduction rule on our system, and then we'll test it how this attack surface reduction will protect if any malicious things are happening on your particular computer. Like if something is being executed from Office or the webmail, or maybe a focus script, or maybe abnormal application behavior, all this thing can be detected. So far we have 19 detection rules available, and we will configure and check it out how we can get a benefit from here. After that, we will be moving and we'll check intelligent download reputation assessment, and that basically helps you to identify, or with the help of this SmartScreen, we can recognize or identify the good things if you're trying to download, or unknown program if you're trying to download, or if any known or unknown malware that you're trying to download, how the system will react on those, what will get blocked, where we will get additional action to perform. After that, we will move towards the dynamic process behavior analytics. So here we will explore that how this real-time observation is being detected. So now let's get started and see practically how that works. Okay, so let's see how practically this Microsoft antivirus, or you can say Defender antivirus or Defender endpoint, protects your environment, or you can say the systems. So from the very scratch and the beginning, we are going to explore and check that antivirus is enabled on your system or not. So here we can see we are sitting on a Windows 11 operating system, and let me show you which operating system it has. So system information, and you can see we are sitting on a Windows 11 enterprise level. The second thing that we need to check is do we have antivirus enabled at this particular place or not? And for that, if I'll go and check it out, system security. So there is a Windows security. Inside that Windows security, if you go and check it out, that's virus threat protection is enabled. And top of it, I have already onboarded this device to the Defender for Endpoint. So as you can see, this is my endpoint. And if I'll go inside the assets, under the devices, you can find the device listing at this particular place. How you need to onboard, definitely that's a separate part. It's very simple, not even difficult. If you have the license of Defender for Endpoint, you can easily onboard those devices. Just to show you what exactly operating system we have, the device name is. So if I'll go and look for host name, there you can see that the computer name is base23b. For me in my scenario. And right now, as you can see, this base 23b is already onboarded on a Defender for Endpoint. Now, if I scroll it down, and if you're not familiar how we can onboard it, it's very simple. If you have the license, you just need to go to this settings. If I'll go to the systems, inside the system, we will find settings. And inside the setting, you have endpoints. There you will find something called onboarding section. And from there, you can download the script and execute it. Fine. So my devices are already configured for Defender for Endpoint, and it has antivirus also configured on this particular system. Now, the first thing which we are going to check, once it is enabled, will it protect our environment or not? So for that, we are going to check anti-malware validation. And for anti-malware validation, we are going to play with EICAR test file. So this EICAR basically stands for European Institute for Computer Antivirus Research, and it's completely harmless, you can say, test scripting. It is just designed to test that your protection is working for that or not. So to do that, what I'll do is I already created one file. Let me just show you. That's not again the complicated one. You just need to put that as script in a text file. So here I have one test demo folder. Inside that, I have only two files. Let me do one thing. Let me create it. So I'll just go and create a text file, and the name of this text file, I'll give it as let me put it, EICAR.text. And inside that, I'm just going to copy the content which is given by them for testing purpose, and let's paste it. That's the basically code. Now I'm going to save it. I already created this file. So EICAR file is created. Just to check, we just need to execute and make sure the things are working as per this or not. So for that, I'll just go to that location, cd space test demo. And now there we have EICAR.txt. Once I execute this, oh, that's not the way. But anyway, you can see it has already detected and asking you operation did not complete successfully because the file contains a virus or potentially unwanted software. This is one way to do this, or you can just use type command to open the content within the console itself, means command prompt or PowerShell. So anyway, you can check it out. And we also saw that the notification immediately pop up, and here it says a threat found. As you can see, the time, the same, the moment I executed it. So that proves your security is enabled. And if anything happens, you can say a malware related thing, that your antivirus is there to protect and let you know. Now, the second point that we are going to test it is AMSI. When I say AMSI, this is Antimalware Scan Interface. And that basically helps you to protect against fileless malware, or you can say dynamic script-based attacks. For that, you must have your real-time protection enabled, behavioral monitoring, and script scanning. So in Defender for Antivirus, you don't need to do everything explicitly. If your antivirus is enabled and if it has real-time protection enabled, so behavioral monitoring comes with the real-time protection, and script scanning is by default enabled. So you just need to check that real-time protection is enabled or not. So for that, if I'll go to the security, and inside that security, if I'll go to this manage setting of virus protection, and as you can see, this real-time protection is enabled. So it means behavioral monitoring is enabled. To do that testing, we can do it in a two-way. Either you can have PowerShell script or you may have VBA script. So let me show you. I already created this script. What exactly you have, you can find it even from Microsoft documents. They have already provided. So if I'll open this AMSI notepad, as you can see, this is the code I kept inside. And if I talk about this AMSI VBS, there we have some malicious code that we can also open in a notepad and check it out from there. So if I'll go and just open with, choose other program and select that notepad, and you can see this is what we kept as VBS system. So my malicious codes are there for testing purpose, and to check how actually your antivirus detects, first check for the PowerShell. So I'll just go and start the PowerShell once again, run as administrator. Once again, going back to that location, test demo. See, we have both the files listing at this place. Now we are going to execute PowerShell.exe, and I'm going to set their execution policy bypass. This is how the attackers are executing, bypass, and I'll provide the file name. And once I hit the enter key, let's see what happens. It has clearly detected and letting you know, hey, this script contains malicious content and has been blocked by your antivirus software. And we got this pop-up notification. If I'll go to that notification, it clearly tells you, hey, Microsoft Defender antivirus found threat. And to get details, you just need to click here and you will find it. Similarly, if the attacker is trying to use this VBS script to get into, for that, we are at the same place. And now we are just going to execute WS script. And let me go to this command prompt from here first. And there we will provide the file name. That's VBS. Once I hit the enter key, it has executed. But as you can see, this execution is blocked. And it says hey, the script contains malicious content and has been blocked by your antivirus, and we got again notification for that. That's great, right? We are able to see that how these protections are working, if it detects or not. Now, if you want to get detail and explore about those, We have multiple way. In fact, you can do it directly from the PowerShell. So if I'll go to this place once again, PowerShell, and there we can say get MP threat. That's the simple command. This is basically antivirus command. So I'll say get hyphen MP threat. And if I hit the enter key, it will collect your threat information and give it to you. Definitely you have, because it's a command and it gives you output in an object. So you can select different properties, whatever is your requirement. As you can see, it has detected category ID 42 and it says, hey, did threat executed? False. No. Is active? No, it is not active. What is the threat name? We detected. And similarly, you can find other information for other threats. Not only this, in fact, if you go to your antivirus, for example, Defender Security, inside that you are getting something called protection history. If I'll go to that protection history, you can see whatever is blocked or quarantined is visible at this place, and we can find the details. If I just click on details section here, it tells, hey, this program is dangerous and replicates by infecting other files, and so on. We can find all the details. Not only this, you can in fact go to this event viewer. Let me reopen it. So I'll show you from where you can check it out. So if I'll go to event viewer, inside the event viewer, you just need to go to this application and services logs. As you can see, this is the section. And once it is expanded, you need to go to the Microsoft section. Okay. So if I'll go inside it, there is Microsoft. Inside that Microsoft, you will find Windows section. And inside that Windows, you will find Windows Defender. So if I'll go to that Windows Defender, there we go. Inside that, we have something called Operation. And there you can look for this 1116 event ID that provides you the detail. So if I click to that place, it says here, Microsoft Defender Antivirus has detected malware or other potentially unwanted software, and you can find other details from here. And similarly for other whatever we detected. Now, not only this, we have definitely other way to explore those things. You can directly go to this Defender for endpoints, and you can fetch the information related to those findings by going to this investigation and response. If I'll go to the alert section, and you can find all the alerts related to that activities, whatever is happening on those protected system. And you can start doing, as you can see here, it has detected EICAR test file malware was prevented. And if I'll go inside that, it will provide you the complete details. So investigation will become better if you have such integration. You will find all the details, more details, whatever we saw there, that was simple, straightforward. But here we are getting the complete tree of the execution, and we have clear visibility. Okay, so we saw that how detections are taking places, which is fine. But we should not just use this approach. Means your services are configured, and if attacks are happening, then it will detect and let you know, and further you have to start investigation on it. We should consider attack surface reduction as well. Means we need to reduce the attack surface from on our system. So if anything happens, that will start protecting. Means let the attacker do not perform anything on your system. So with the help of this attack surface reduction, we can do that. To do that, we have multiple ways. The first way, you can just enable it with the help of, if you have Intune integrated, so easily we can configure with the help of this Intune attack surface reduction. But if you want to do it as standalone on individual computer, that we can also do. For that, let's go to the PowerShell once again. Let's run it with the administrative privilege. And Microsoft has provided you a lot of documents from where you can find the commands that you can execute. Even they have created the script that you can execute to enable or disable your attack surface. So let me take this and execute, or basically enable this attack surface reduction rule for your system. Okay, so we have enabled this attack surface reduction, but the confusing point at this place is what? How we'll get to know what this ID is, what protection it is enabling at this place. So for example, let me just copy this ID, and Microsoft has provided you the guide link. I mean, the link where you can go and explore this GUID of this attack surface reduction rule. As you can see, these are the rule name and their respective GUID. So if I'm looking for that one, which I have just copied, to understand what exactly it is and what it has enabled. So as you can see, this particular says it will block the execution of potentially up-focused script. Similarly, I have other one. As you can see, we have enabled multiple. So if I'll go to this place, maybe let me just take this one, paste it here, and check it out what it is. So as you can see, it says, hey, block office communication application from creating child process. So this ID says that. And similarly, there are multiple which we have enabled at this place. Now see in practical, what should be the benefit? So for that, I have already downloaded one of the file. As you can see, this is one of the Word document that imports from macro code some information in the file. So if my attack surface is enabled, let's see, does it allow to import it or not? So if I just double click on it, and there you can see, because attack surface reduction is enabled. So we got action block and it says, hey, Word cannot open this document. User does not have access privilege. This is what they did. If I click on OK, let's see, even after saying OK, does it opens or not? And see, it didn't open. That's why. Now, if I have to check, what if I'll disable this attack surface? Will that get executed and get opened or not? So to do that, let me come back and disable this. I can do it one by one, or let me take that script. So I'll copy this. And if I go to once again to that place, let me execute from here. So I'm disabling all the attack surface reduction rule, which we have enabled. And now after that, once again, if I'll go and try to double click to this, see, we are able to open it because my attack surface reduction is disabled now. So that macro has imported that content. Okay, now let's see how this app repetition works. With this Microsoft Defender for Endpoint. So we have Microsoft Defender for Endpoint, a SmartScreen that basically helps you to identify your phishing, or you can say the malware website based on your app repetition. And for that, you must have Microsoft Edge or the Internet Explorer to test it. And the supported operating system can be Windows 11, 10, whatever, even the server operating system, including your HCI also. So to do that testing, what I'll do is, okay, so here you can see at this place, we got something called good program download. So if I'm downloading the right program, let's see what happens. If I'll just go and open it in a new tab, it says, okay, this is the right file and it got downloaded. We can easily go and open this one. But if I'm trying to download unknown programs, so what happens? If I'll go to this place, just try to do that. And here it says, hey, is not commonly downloaded. Make sure you trust that. Then only it will get downloaded. Otherwise, it won't. If I'm trying to download any known malware from our Explorer or the browser, so we just need to click on that and let's see what happens. What it says, this is known malicious.exe and that is blocked as it is detected as unsafe by Microsoft Defender SmartScreen. So that helps you to understand, or you can say protect your environment from, you can say intentionally or unintentionally unknown programs, or you can say the malwares from being downloaded on your system. Okay, now let's move towards the behavior monitoring. So how this Microsoft Defender for Endpoint or Microsoft Defender Antivirus protects the behavior monitoring. So for that, you must have Microsoft Defender real-time protection enabled. And we saw that we already enabled, but just to cross-check, what we will do is, once again, we'll come to this particular place, PowerShell. And there we are going to execute the command called get-ms computer status. Sorry, not ms, mp computer status. And there I'm going to say, show me in a table format, real-time protection enabled or not. And once I executed this command, it gives you the information, okay, that is enabled for your system, which is good. Just to test that, how actually it protects your environment, we will be using the PowerShell and it will block the entire payload for it. So to do that, I'm just going to execute, or let me directly copy it. I already have this script. So I'll just execute it. Okay, that's the command we have. So I'm just going to copy this and paste it here. And once I execute this, can I say it has detected function escape or something? Check the spelling, whatever we have. Okay, so that's basically the command error, the PowerShell normal error. But just to detect what exactly it has done, we will go to again Antivirus, and there we can see what it has detected. Threat found and action needed. If I'll go to that place, there it says, hey, detected behavior, Win32WM test offline UI, and it says active threats have not been remediated and are running on your device. That's the reason you can see it's still running. And let me just go back once again, and here it says, hey, the program is dangerous and executes command from an attacker. And here it gives you the action. What do you want to do? You want to remove or allow on device? And we can say, yeah, I don't want to do that. So I executed, remove, and it's finished. So this is what we are getting when it comes to behavioral detection. So it detects and lets you know and gives you the action that what do you want to do. All the suspicious can be identified. And it's not about the Windows operating system. The same thing you can do on my Mac operating system and even on Linux operating system. Okay, so the core message here is that security is not a product that you buy. It is basically a process you validate. And this demonstration transforms your theoretical security concept into tangible, measurable protection. So we have reviewed 5 complementary technologies from EICAR to behavioral monitoring, and all working in, you can say, unified, or you can say defend the entire attack chain. So by implementing regular, repeatable testing procedures, we are continuously validating that our security control are effective against evolving threats. And this continuous validation builds confidence in our infrastructure and allow us to communicate measurable value to our stakeholders.